So in this segment, we're going to be talking about Ian Blackford taking on essentially the Speaker of the House and Boris Johnson and absolutely dismantling Boris Johnson here. The quality of this video is not great. I'm not sure why, but this is the live feed. So let's have a look.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And can I say it's a pleasure to follow the former Prime Minister, and perhaps her behaviour in office, like many that went before her, was about dignity, about the importance of the office, of respect, of truthfulness. And the Prime Minister will be well advised to
let's not give Theresa May a redemption arc here. The main reason she resigned is because in the end she lost the support of cabinet.
Focus on those that have not dishonoured the office like he has done. Mr. Speaker, we stand here today faced with the systematic decimation of public trust in government and the institutions of the state, and at its heart, a Prime Minister being investigated by the police. So here we have it, the long-awaited Sue Gray report. What a farce. It was carefully engineered to be a fact-finding exercise with no conclusions.
Yeah, that was kind of the idea of it, is have no conclusions so that you can't, because she couldn't ascertain guilt really. She couldn't say someone was guilty of this thing. She's not an investigator. It wasn't within her remit, and I think based on what I've read, they didn't even need to tell her the truth really. There was no punishment for it.
Now we find it's a fact-finding exercise with no facts.
That's true, because the Met have asked Sue Gray to limit any kind of disclosure of names or any kind of specific things regarding law breaking, because the Met are apparently investigating, which is a sham in itself, really. That's why he talks about the state's institutions. So he's not just talking about the Tory government or the Cabinet Office or kind of the civil service. He's also talking about the Met Police. At least that's my interpretation of it.
So let's talk facts.
Let's talk facts, bro.
The Prime Minister has told the House that all guidance was completely followed.
That's what he said initially, yes.
There was no party.
Yep.
COVID rules were followed, and that I believed it was a work event.
Yep, he did say those things, and if I was in Blackford's office, what I would do is I would get those specific clips of Boris Johnson saying those things and pair them back to back with the Sue Gray report and what Ian Blackford is saying here. Nobody
believed him then, and nobody believes you now, Prime Minister. Yeah. That is the crux. No ifs, no buts. He has willfully misled Parliament.
So this is the issue that the Speaker's going to draw here, saying that he has willfully misled Parliament, which he did though, because he didn't actually give us the information until it was public, until we saw photos and further evidence. He didn't want to tell us. So in my opinion, he did willfully mislead the House, because he knew which parties he went to. He knew what was legal and what wasn't.
It's bad enough.
That's why the Speaker's intervening now.
Order! Inadvertent misled the House would be acceptable. Misled the House is not acceptable.
So the difference here is language. So when you say inadvertently, it means like accidentally, but then you would expect the Prime Minister to correct the record. So if Blackford went with this line, it would have been weaker, but I think he could have pushed for the Prime Minister to correct the record. The thing is that Blackford saying the Prime Minister actually did mislead the House intentionally, essentially calling the Prime Minister a liar, which the Speaker's taken issue with, but in my opinion is true. He did mislead the House, and that is, the only reason that the Speaker would be kind of hesitant to say this is because he's done what he always does, which is protect the Prime Minister. And the simple fact is, if you willfully mislead the House of Parliament or House of Commons, you should resign. Them's the rules.
Withdraw inadvertently.
The Prime Minister inadvertently told the House on the 8th of December that no parties had taken place, and then had to admit that they had.
That's funny. He's a funny man, he is, because he's saying inadvertently he had told a lie back then. Accidentally he had told us there weren't any parties. Funny man.
It's bad enough, Mr. Speaker, that the Prime Minister's personal integrity is in the ditch, but this murky business is tainting everything around it. It is our intention to submit a motion instructing the Prime Minister to publish the Gray report in full.
Well, that's good, because if he does that in the House of Commons on Opposition Day or whatever, he kind of tries to force the government to publish it. via an act of legislation or an act of the House of Commons, which we've seen previously under Theresa May, what that means is that he'll have to publish it in full, which I don't think he's going to do. But it does kind of push Tories to be on the record to say they were against the full publishing of the report.
The Prime Minister obey an instruction by this House to publish as required.
I mean, look at the front bench. They don't want to be there. He's not interested. She's not interested. Sunak looks slightly concerned. Johnson's just get this over with, really. I don't think he wants to be here anymore. He's like a kid getting told off. Rob's looking somewhere else. He definitely doesn't want to look like he wants to be here. He looks like he must be back in the Victorian era. And this guy looks confused as hell. He's looking how I look when I record videos.
Mr. Speaker, amidst allegations of blackmail by Tory whips.
It's true, there have been serious allegations of blackmail by Tory whips and the threats to withdraw public funds from their constituencies.
The members opposite have been defending the indefensible. Wait for the report, we were told. That's right. Well, here it is, and it tells us very little, except it does state that there were failures of leadership and judgment by different parts of Number 10. It states that some events should not have been allowed to take place. That is the Prime Minister's responsibility. If there is any honour in public life...
There isn't, not really.
...then he would resign. Where is this? And he laughs. And the Prime Minister laughs.
I mean, this is great for the SNP and opposition parties, to be honest, because it shows you that he's not taking this seriously. All the opposition parties should run with this, honestly. Yes, it's going to push Ian Blackford up a bit, but this guy is he's a big figure in politics, and so the simple fact is, the opposition party should be running with this. Ian Blackford is doing a far better job, in my opinion, than Keir Starmer. This is not a loyally approach. This is a Hulk smash approach, which we want to see.
We ought to remind ourselves in this House that 150,000 plus of our citizens have lost their lives. Family members that couldn't be with them. And that is the sight that people will remember. A Prime Minister laughing at our public.
I wish it kind of cut to Johnson laughing.
I extend the hand of friendship to all those that have sacrificed. I certainly do not extend the hand of friendship to the Prime Minister, who is no friend of mine. Where is the shame? Where is the dignity? Meanwhile, the police investigation will drag on and on.
Yeah, exactly. It will take months, no doubt. They've got to interview loads of people. They're going to drag it out in order to kind of, just essentially when boxers clinch, essentially just take the air out and just kind of deflate this whole thing. Because the longer it takes, the more people aren't going to care. And they're going to be like 6 months down the line, oh yeah, do you remember that Partygate thing? Yeah, that's all gone now. That's what's going to happen. That's what they always do with scandals. They drag them out.
Every moment the Prime Minister stays, trust in government and the rule of law is ebbing away. The litany of rule-breaking, the culture of contempt, the utter disdain for the anguish felt by the public who have sacrificed so much. What the public see is a man who has debased the office of Prime Minister, shrinked responsibility, dogged accountability and blamed his staff at every turn.
I mean, this is pure facts. He's blamed his staff. He's like, oh, I thought it was a work event, He's saying, oh, I didn't think it was a party. Those guys, obviously having a party, shirked responsibility, dodged accountability, dragged this whole sorry scenario out instead of just resigning.
Presided over sleaze and corruption.
True. He tried to save Owen Paterson. Oops. Damn it.
And tainted the very institutions of the state. In short, Mr. Speaker, this is a man...
Now again, bro, why are they piping up for?
Well, they can laugh. They can laugh.
And that's what he's going to do. He's got to stick it on the whole party. He's got to stick it on all of them. That's what he's got to do here.
But the public know.
They don't. The public don't know.
The public know this is a man they can no longer trust. He has been investigated by the police. He misled the House. He must now resign.
Jeez, my G, fam. Someone woke up and had their Weetabix today.
Order. You'll have to withdraw that last comment.
And the Speaker is still kind of hanging on to this bit about the, misleading Parliament.
Mr. Speaker, I gave the evidence of the 8th of December.
He did give the evidence, though. That's the thing, right? With the whole system and, Lindsay Hoyle is he has given evidence of the Prime Minister misleading the House, and suddenly he's in trouble. Like, what?
you're going to have to withdraw misled.
No, he doesn't though, because he's given facts.
Speaker, the Prime Minister has misled the House.
Jeez, he's just not standing down on this one, which is great. This is what you want to see.
Unless you withdraw, I'll have to stop, and that's not good. Just withdraw the words.
I am standing up for my constituents that know that this Prime Minister has lied and misled the House.
It's true though, he has.
Give me the paper. Give me the paper. Inadvertently misled. I'll give you one more chance.
So like, he's doing his best not to do this, and to be fair, if the Speaker had any guts, he would have just said, "All right, you're not allowed to say this based on, I don't know, like some 15th century statute or something." But the simple fact is, Blackford has told the truth here.
Chance as leader of the SNP, I don't want to have to throw you out. I'm going to give you this chance, please.
Please to power, that man has misled the House.
Shut up. I'm sorry
I wonder who he's saying shut up to.
it's come to this, and I'm sorry that the leader of the party has not got the decency to just withdraw those words.
The decency. Honestly, the Prime Minister's misled the House, and you're now blaming Ian Blackford for not having decency. This man, oh my God, this man right here.
In order that this debate can be represented by all political leaders. Would you like to inadvertently?
No.
Speaker, if the Prime Minister has inadvertently misled the House, then I will state that.
Right, we're going to...
Bam, he's got him again. If he's inadvertently misled the House, I would have said it, but I didn't. You know, has he started once here? No.
Leave it at that. Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, I'm grateful to the Right Honourable Gentleman for withdrawing what he just said, because he was wrong then, and
he's not wrong,
I'm afraid...
That's the thing, he's not wrong.
Is wrong in his analysis, and I apologise, as I've said, for all the suffering that people have had throughout this pandemic, and for the anger that people feel about what has taken place in number 10 Downing Street. But I've got to tell the Right Honourable Gentleman that for much of what he said, his best course is simply to wait for the inquiry to be completed.
How long is it going to take, big man? How long is that going to take?
Can I just say, I take it the Honourable Member has withdrawn it, the Right Honourable Member.
So I think someone might have said something to Lindsay Hoyle here to make him come back to this.
That the Prime Minister may have inadvertently misled the House.
But, order. To help me, to help the House, you've withdrawn your earlier comment and replaced it with inadvertently.
It's not my fault if the Prime Minister can't be trusted to tell the truth.
I love it, bro. He's just like, no, like I'm not withdrawing anything. Like, no.
Under the power
So kick me out.
given to me by Standing Order number 43, I order the Honourable Member to withdraw immediately from the House.
Like, who is this person chanting? Like, the Prime Minister's misled the House.
From the House.
He's left anyway.
Rivera, it's all right, we don't need to bother.
If only Boris Johnson would do the same and resign.
Right, let us move on.
I mean, it's an absolute shambles.
Andrew
isn't it?
Mitchell.
I mean, this guy Andrew Mitchell talks about how he's lost support in Boris Johnson, but we've been going on for a while now, and the simple fact is Ian Blackford absolutely eviscerated Boris Johnson there, absolutely went after him, and the simple fact is, I'm not sure how good the audio is going to be actually, it might be a bit lean or messy, but yeah, point being is that Ian Blackford absolutely had Boris Johnson on toast there, and Ian Blackford, you know, defending Boris Johnson really when he spit facts, he misled the House. What should have happened is the leader of the House should have given Boris Johnson the opportunity to correct the record. He didn't. It's a joke. Honestly, this whole thing's a pantomime. But anyways, I'm going to leave it there. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Like, comment, share, subscribe. And hopefully I'll see you in the next one.